Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk number 361.
5 more to go, man. Gotta get one for every day of the year.
Four, right? It's 365 days, right?
I'm counting the leap year too, I guess, just to make
I,
sure.
I, I guess you'll be set for a leap year.
That's it.
What are we doing again? Oh yeah, like we never done this again. Someday we'll become
First
professional at
try.
this.
First try.
Uh, go buy some play stuff at Skinny Play. Promo code will be in the chat, but is also in the description. Yeah, use the promo code for 10% off. Go to Greeno Studio for your aluminium cover of your BSN Theater, amongst other things.
Yeah, I need to order mine finally.
I also link in the description and in chat. The link will get you 10% off, which is nice. Buy Willie a coffee.
There you go.
Because he
Do that.
needs it. Yeah.
I need coffee. I need coffee. The big pods are expensive now.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with it too here online because seemingly all the nicer brands are pulling all their stuff because of all the tariffs and nonsense.
Yeah, but you don't really do Nespresso, right?
I do.
Oh, you do Nespresso.
Since
You
I
do
moved here, yeah.
you do those chubby pods or the originals?
The originals.
Yeah. Which one's your favorite?
None of the Nespresso ones. It's a coffee called Kimbo.
Oh,
MBO.
okay. Yeah, I
Because
like the Paris espresso. The black and white checker mark kind of meets the carpets. Probably that's why. But yeah, I like that. But now I switched to the big pods because my girlfriend's machine is here, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to have two machines like a nerd, right, beside one another. Get the mini one and the big one, like. So I put mine in the case because I have a case for it, and now we're mixing the big pods.
Yeah, so sorry. I'm having the weirdest internet issues the last, I don't know, 2-3 days.
Squirrels chew through your freaking cables on the outside.
Well, I mean, the nice thing about Ubiquity, right? It tracks it, but like I've
Mhm.
lost. It said like it mostly happens at night when you don't use it. But I've lost like internet connection. I think it counted like 8 times in the last 3 days.
Shit.
So I'm sorry. This is a me issue, and I don't know what to do on my end because I already uh, reset everything, including like the whole Ubiquity side, but also the converter thing where it converts from fiber back to Ethernet.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Something's off, but we're back. We're back. We're back.
Yeah. So sorry about that.
So, anyways, I was rambling. Like, if anybody knows in an espresso, I don't know when we got cut off, but with those
With
big
the big
pods,
cups, yeah.
yeah, because they all have barcodes on them, right? So it disperses water at a certain ratio as per that barcode being read. So if you hold that button on top to to control the water, right, when you release it while it's pouring, and it
Yeah.
stops and it remembers, like on the at least on the small original ones. I wonder if it has the memory to do it per barcode read. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. You would think that they could do that.
It can't take that much memory, man. It's basically like couple letters for code to save the file, right? How much water goes through.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's if anybody has an experience with that, drop a line in the chat because I kind of sort of I have those Mexico capsules, which are big ones, and man, like there is not a fucking bucket in my apartment that I can put it in so it doesn't overflow on the machine. So I have to always sit there and press stop before it comes over everything. So
Maybe you should get one of those thermal cups, like the big ones that you put in your car for like a cost.
well, that's one of the reasons why I'm drinking out of this now, because that's the tallest cup I have for coffee, and it almost overflowed too.
And even that has
So
a
yeah. There's something doesn't add up. Yeah, no, this is fucking old school, bro. This is when V1 came out. The BeoPlay.com was a fucking website.
Wait, is that it's plastic or what?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, it's ceramic, but it's just a single layer. It doesn't. Oh, no, it is dual layer. It is dual layer.
sweet.
It's got the little niblet on there, right, for air. So yeah, I figured I'd dig it up for the sake of
Your enormous coffees now.
my enormous coffees. So yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to call my ISP. Oh, this is so annoying.
Yeah, that's never good. At least here, knock on fucking wood, I have no real issues with internet.
I haven't until now. It's only been the last 3 days or so, and it's only for like 3-4 seconds, right? So like for daily normal use, it's not really noticeable. But when you're streaming, obviously that.
Oh yeah, that'll derail the shit for sure.
Because everything goes, you're gone, bye.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I thought your computer either crashed or something. Yeah, it took a little bit to come back on, but that's just the fact of reality we live in nowadays, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a new beta update released for the app. I installed it more or less immediately after I got the email notification. Played with it, didn't see much difference. I need to try the Explorer to see if it'll play the B&O radio without cutting off as soon as you turn the screen off. Or
I totally forgot about that. I'll update it right now. Now that my internet is back.
Yeah, there you go. So we should be on a version.
I don't know exactly what happened, but I got an update for Mozart on everything.
To what,
5.1.0 or something like that?
About 5.1.0.241. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. But like I saw on our Discord that that's a beta update, but almost nothing of my stuff is on beta. Like the A5 is, but nothing else. But the 8's got it. The theater got it.
Yeah, Kareem got it in the shop too, because we were talking the other day, and he's like, "Fuck, man, this is 5.10, like whatever. Do I update?" I'm like, "Update." If it's most likely, it's flipping. I thought it was already released to just all the peoples. Where is?
Yeah, I thought so too, because like after the last few years with beta and like the theater going in and out of functionality, since that's my main TV, I took it off because it becomes annoying. And I only left the A5 on it because I essentially only use it 2 days a week outside, like when we're swimming or barbecuing or that sort of thing. And that got it. And then it was like, wait, did the 8 get it? Yeah. Also, never enrolled them into beta. So I'm not sure if it's beta or not, or if it's a slow rollout or whatever.
It could be a slow route. Where is? Let's go. I'll see my merge. Let's see my bathroom level software update. Yeah, 5.1.0. And so is the hallway, I think, for sure. Yes. Yeah, they're all up to 5.1.0.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it intends to solve, but
probably just bugs or something. I don't have a changelog. I couldn't find anything.
I think it's.
And honestly, I've been so busy that I couldn't even bother be looking right now because I barely use the system as it is. My girlfriend sits in front of it more than I do now.
I mean, one of the weirder things, right, is that when you go to like earlier releases, in the screen,
Hmm.
it gives you the change logs for the previous software versions.
For that 4.1.4, yeah.
Yeah, or anything there before, right?
Yeah, but nothing of what we did now. Like, can you somebody like update that? I don't know if it's on the. I don't even think it's on the BNO support. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I don't see a change log on my side. I think I may have saw one when it updated because I updated one of my products manually. But if it's an auto update, you would never see it.
No, I see it when you turn on the TV that it shows that your BioSound theater or BioVision theater has been updated to blah blah blah. Let's go to soundbars. Theater. Get fuck other. Yeah, there's really nothing. There's really nothing. Register your product and see what that does. Oh, let's just scan a QR code and put it in your account. Okay, thanks. Yeah, there's not much being said right now, so I'm quite curious to what the changes were.
Bill says, I really enjoy perfect stereo imaging when I listen directly to my BLab 28s. However, when I listen on them through my theater with a position with only the BLab 28s, the imaging is much worse. Is this normal? It
I think it's
no,
compensating,
but also don't forget that if it's just the 28s, you still have the sliders active, right? As in, like in
the
the
true
music
image and stuff.
setting, how wide is your sound stage? Is it supposed to collapse in the middle or all the way out? That's what I would play with.
Personally, I would make a sound preset direct, set it to direct, and maybe create a speaker preset with room compensation off. So then you have just the 28s doing what the 28s were doing without any special sauce of the theater. Because I think what acoustically you're coming into a challenge is that you have a theater triangulating where your bass position is, where the 28s on their own have no fucking idea. They just
Yeah.
scan the room. And I think that's the conflict of bass interest per se, or clarity interest, where that's where it affects it. Like, I think for 2.0 listening to music, if you want to do it through the theater, I would do it through direct and just run them clean without any room compensation run on a theater. And you should, if you want, you can try it now. Just duplicate your position and delete all that shit, and you should be able to basically come to the same result as 28s alone.
Yeah. Also, if you let's say you're in your theater and that's your 28s there play on a music preset, you know, I'll turn it
There's a
back.
bunch of sliders, yes. It's too bad that Windows is fucked now and I can't get my app to show you guys the slider windows.
You have that, but you can go to advanced and you have a bunch of sliders here, but you want to play with the bottom ones.
See, and that's where you set the processing. Like, you create another one called direct, and in processing you put it to true image. You put that to direct mode. That turns off all the spatial sliders that you have below. They're non-functional now. Put the bass and treble to 0 and 0, and don't fuck with the measurements because they're more accurate than what the 28s can give you on their own to the location of listening. And I think you should be reaching the exact point what you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, you can save it as new, just call it music direct or something like that.
Exactly. Call it 28s. So you can save it to your My button. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
because with the positional data through the theater, it should be better.
yes.
But there are so many goddamn settings that potentially can make it worse. And
you know what's funny?
2.0 setting is kind of weirdly center focused and not very wide.
Yeah. The funny thing is that I was digging through the advanced settings more and more, like in the advanced and more advanced, right? Whatever you go into, like you can go through certain layers of this nonsense. There is way more shit to be messed with in the old Avant acoustically than it is still with the theater and the app. But those menus are very rarely accessed, and people just don't, and at least there is a reset to factory or reset to B&O default, right? So if you fuck it up too far, then you can come back without resetting the entire television. And I think that's one of those things that are still missing with the theater, where you could just delete certain things without like speakers per se. I haven't tried to remove speakers from my theater, but
you can
I've
definitely
removed them, but they still are in the speaker presets that or listening positions that I had set up without even ever having them included in those measurements or being connected as part of the swoop. They just juiced into every single listening preset. It's very weird, and then they're physically removed because they're connected to my Avant in the bedroom. And it's lab 4s that are based. It's 2 BeoLab receiver ones, obviously. So
yeah, there's some of that for the removing of sound profiles and that sort of thing. That's quite good now, and you can reset everything to B&O presets or defaults, which is a nice thing, and it seems to work, which is also quite nice.
Yeah, I haven't really played with my system much because now it's tuned like the way I want it. So how much more are you gonna actually, like when it's done, it's done. You don't have to worry about it and play with it.
In the same where is it?
You use direct, but still less imaging. But if you use direct mode, you should also delete the room compensation for that listening preset, because now you also have to make a listening position called direct, and that's where you tell it that the sound is direct, so it's 2.0, and in the listening preset or position, you delete the room compensation from the theater.
No, the room compensation is in in where all the speakers are.
Yeah.
Like it's at the very bottom.
But it's in the listening preset.
Under
or listening position.
Yeah. So it's not under the sound mode, it's under the listening
position. So yeah, duplicate that listening position or just temporarily disable the room compensation, and you'll see if it makes a change or not. That would be my only guess. Other than that, my plan B would be to actually include the theater as a subwoofer center.
Yeah. Does wired digital power link generate better sound than regular power link? It shouldn't. It should sound pretty much the same, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could try it, but like it shouldn't.
I always found that the theater does make everything sound a little different than what it used to be.
Imaging shouldn't be one of them.
No.
Because you can set it extremely wide or extremely narrow, but from the
also
factory...
I would check if it's in a narrow position. Like I would have the speaker stowed into my location. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't. But I would also check if the distances on the speakers that you had set match the distances from the theater, because that's also a little bit important.
Another thing with 28s, right, because you have all these internal sound modes that correlate to numbers. Just because the 28 is fully open in wide doesn't mean it's in an optimal sound output on this 28 itself.
Yes.
Because it's narrow optimal, and from memory, number 2 is wide social.
Yes.
which sounds really different than
Yeah,
optimal.
there's two different sounds completely to it. Yes.
So there's that. That is also in the listening position, those numbers, but you have to correlate them. When I had 28s, I just moved the social to 5, I think,
Mm.
and I did a room sweep and on wide and saved that and put that ball as narrow as possible in the middle because that's what optimal is,
Mm-hmm.
and saved it as wide optimal under the number 2. Partially because, like with 50s, right? That's how I'm used to it. You can use any number; it doesn't really matter. But since the 50s by default come in optimal,
Wide, 1
narrow,
and 2. Yeah.
yeah. But it's all optimal, right? There's no social or
No. It's the same with 90s. They just have narrow, wide, and an omni, I guess, out of the
yeah.
box, right? And you can choose to overtune them or just keep them as a reference to what the speakers would have sounded like without it. And like what I did, keep the narrow factory in a speaker preset 1, and everything else I built filters myself.
So it's this is a bit where like almost too much tech becomes a bit cumbersome and almost in the way, right? Because there's too many options.
Yeah. It's not anymore as intuitive or self-intuitive as it used to be, because these variables there's so many of them, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can severely impede the outcome of the sound that you're actually getting by just simply messing up in the preset department, or not preset department, slider department, or whatever you want to call it, the dBs and distances and loudnesses and redirection levels, which also I will check what the redirection level is on those speakers
If they're
when
in
you have them in
2.0,
a
it should
direct
just be
mode.
0.
Yes, but sometimes they're not. So make sure they're not like in -19 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot to check, but eventually, like if you're willing to play with it, you should be able to, achieve the sound you want. It's the same thing for me. Like even the 90s are the best speaker that they still require quite a bit of play per se to get them to where you want them to be. And it's not necessarily because of them, it's because of the theater.
Yeah.
Because it decides to just like, I just put a little bit more heavier on the sauce in the bass and yeah, the bassy sauce, like fucking I had both neighbors now call this.
Yeah, it's
But the other one was more or less because of the 19 in the bedroom with the Avant.
in terms of, I don't think the actual imaging gets any better or worse with the theater. If anything, I think without the theater, they play a bit louder over AirPlay or internally, and that may sound like better imaging, but it's like that's another thing, right? Like generally, speakers that are louder, people will say sound better. Like if you A/B test like 90s to 50s, but the 50s are like 3, 4, maybe 6 dB louder, people will say the 50s sound better.
Mm-hmm. It's all in the mind. It's the same thing that they fucking crank up the brightness on the TVs they want to sell and dim them the others that they don't in the box stores.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's much brighter. Look at the contrast. Fuck, I'm taking that. Boom. It's a terrible practice, but it works very well.
Yeah, there's a reason they don't sell them like that, because they can't warranty you have them like max brightness all the time.
Well, according to the old B&O specifications, you should have your pixel brightness set to 80% tops to preserve the lifespan of the TV the longest.
Makes sense. Like there's no reason of running it 100%, right?
But that kind of only really made sense for like the old Eclipses, right? But now, if my G2 dies, I replace it with the G5. The difference is internals, not external. It fits the same.
Even so, would you go over 80% brightness on your G2? Like,
my G2 is set to default. I don't have it. I don't think I have it turned down. On the
yeah, but I doubt it's over 80. I think it's probably closer to 60.
Could be. I don't have issues, watching the TV.
No, but it's
day.
so bright at 100%, right? Like you're wearing sunglasses during the day.
Well, but I never disabled the light sensor on the bottom of it, right?
Yeah.
So it still somewhat reads the room, which kind of is also more or less skewed because it's sitting on a black glass, and I don't know how much of it is actually supposed to do the 360, right? But I taped with the Tessa tape the fuck out of the back of the grill, so I don't have any light leaking through because it's you can see all of it when you're sitting on the chair, the gaps.
Bill says I made an optimal wide. I was thinking the digital power link removed 2 digital analog conversions compared to using analog power link. But it might not have much effect. Look, if the transfer is done correctly, right, you shouldn't notice it at all. You can try it, go for it. Report back, see if it's noticeably better or not. But I doubt it. Like I've never, like Weiser would do the same thing. I've never to this day heard a difference between PowerLink and Weiser.
But remember, once you DPL the speakers, you no longer are able to use them on their own.
Yeah. With Weiser, you can.
Yes. So I would consider Weiser. Depends on how high of the content, the quality you're streaming. But if it's anything, what is it, 24-bit 92 kilohertz? That's the limitation on the Weiser protocol. That's like the text.
Yeah, 24-bit 96 kilohertz. Yeah.
Or by 96. So.
Yeah, PowerLink is 24-bit 192. It's. I mean, for anything below 50s and 90s, you don't really notice the difference anyway.
You need Jasper says, what equipment do I need to control BeoSound 9000 with Beo Remote 1? I own a Horizon. I'm super upgrading to BeoLab 9s and 8000. The speakers really don't make any difference without BLI. You need a BeoLink or NLML converter. That's what you need. And pipe it in, master link into the 9000 and network link into the switch, I guess, and go into the Horizon. And then in the settings, which we've done, I don't know how many podcasts and few podcasts also, for the NLML converter, you set it to a video master and connect to primary would be the itself, and connect to secondary, you could put the none, preferably, because you don't really want to utilize the TV sources, and that's it.
Depending on your version of BeoSound 9000, you may need the plug Steve sells, or you may not if it's a Mark III.
No, once it's master link, you don't need the plug. Or you only need a shorting plug if you were doing what I'm doing with the 90s as a SPDIF output.
But other than that, the first direct question, like what equipment do you need to control it with a Beo Remote 1? Nothing. You need to set it into IR mode.
Or that too. But you're not going to be able to utilize the sound out of it through the TV. Like you need the NLML converter in order to make it work the way you want to have it work. So when you press TV, music button on the remote on the TV, in your TV, then it shows you, let's say you can call it CD. And I guess, I don't know if you were to go with radio on AM FM radio, if you still have it, wherever your region is. But yeah, CD, you can just put it in there. And that's it.
I mean, maybe I'm just being pedantic, right? But I'm reading the top end question as very literal. I'm not reading anything into it. Like you don't need any equipment to have a 9000 be controlled by a Beo Remote 1.
No, you can just put it to BO4 AV or audio, or audio would be the best.
Yeah.
But then you need the speakers to be connected to it. So are you going to do that, or are you going to have your Horizon with a surround, basically, with 9000 or 9s and 8000s? We'll have to.
I mean, looking at your name, it sounds Dutch, so NLML converter should be plenty available and not that expensive, like €200 or something.
Yeah, that's not tragic.
You know, then you need some cables, and then Bob's your uncle.
That's it. Yeah, you would need one, I don't know, maybe a 5-meter master link cable, depends on where your 9000 is.
Steve has those as well. I think.
Get them from Steve, and the rest is all inside the software of the NLML converter. They're sometimes tricky to set up, but I also advise that whoever is messing around with the converter and you're having a hard time, when you power cycle all the Masterlink products that are connected on that bus, power them all back on with the master product on the Masterlink coming in as last to be powered up. And then you power up the converter and you leave it sometimes for up to 10, 12 minutes. I've seen in worst, most extreme scenarios. And it synchronizes itself properly with the Masterlink addressing system, or addressing rather.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think the transfer rate on that fucking cable is what, maybe 4 kilobytes a second, if even. It's something very minimal. So more zones you have, the longer it takes. But if it's just one or two products, it's pretty instantaneous, I would say. But after, I would leave it at least 60 seconds plugged in, and leave it at least 60 seconds after the green light stops flashing on the NLML converter, which means it's finished booting up. And then you leave it for a minute so it shakes hands with whatever is on the Masterlink bus, and then you can start messing with it. And any change, wait before you, like, once you save it, wait a bit. Don't just go around fucking trying shit right away, because it takes time. So just from personal experience, don't ever rush an LML converter if you don't have to. There shouldn't be, because once you start rushing, it takes even longer, because now you have to wait double. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's older stuff, right? So don't expect like iPad technology from it. So connection it works, but it's a bit slower than like modern gigabit everything.
Oh man, like if you think about the fact that, like, how long does the BeoSystem 3 take to turn on now? Like when I was in my mom's in January, right? I turned on the fucking BB9 and it's like, the batteries in the fucking remote is the think, right? Like, oh shit, starts to move. I'm like, call this, man. 40 seconds later, you're right. The Apple TV opens on the curtains. Like, wow, that's insane. For, like, when I turn on the theater, just like before the stand is finished moving, more or less, I have first the volume appears, and then it goes to the preset volume, and then the YouTube shows up or whatever.
Yeah, the screen is almost still too fast for the theater itself.
So yeah, it's instant gratification, which is definitely your detriment in the Masterlink times, because you have to take your time.
We're not talking like minutes, right? But like we're talking about 10, 15 seconds waiting that you're not used to anymore.
Yeah. And it takes forever. It's an eternity sometimes. So just easy. It's the same with, when 90s were getting, I guess, quote unquote, frequent software updates, right? Because they had few. Every time I would do the software update in the 90s, I would press start and fucking leave the house.
Yeah, they took forever.
I'd leave the house because I don't want to see those fucking, whatever. Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Right? Because you don't know, and the other one starts updating the same, whatever. Because I'm walking the fuck out, and I'm gonna be back in 2-3 hours. I go shopping and whatever, visit the markets, come back, and yeah, by the time I would come back, the speakers would have been turned off and in standby position, whatever. Just press music or on the keypad in the entrance, and they fucking kick on. I'm like, sweet, they're done. But yeah, I always would walk away from the 90s being updated. 90s, 50s, just that ominous blinking, and that you never know how many times more it's gonna, and then it stops, and then it comes back blinking, and like, fuck.
Well, not just that. Like, I don't know how it is in the 90s, but I expect it's the same. But the download speed is like fucking snail's pace.
Oh yeah, man. I think this is like the same amount that of speed there is when remember the dial-up pin pad machines in the shops were. I think that's the same.
Bill says, I plan to add a balance to the kitchen, but find the treble quite high and irritating compared to BSM 2, despite having more impressive specs. What is your preference between them? Talked about this last week quite a bit. BSM 2 is my preference.
It would have
Look,
been mine. I have a BeoSound 1, but that's my preference. Just not even for the acoustics of it, but visual presentation, BeoSound 1 or 2 is so much nicer. I think that the balance was more meant to be somewhere uh, obtusely put on a shelf and forgotten about type of thing, and it just plays, beside the books and planters and little flowers and whatever shit that I have here now since my girl came in. So that's uh, that's where the balance, in my opinion, is. But the BeoSound 2, I had done more sales of it, like in Calgary at least, to people in the kitchens. And even here, we put them more in kitchens than offices or whatever areas, because it looks like an appliance of some sorts, right? It looks like a big fuck of like a grapefruit juicer or something, but it's not.
Look, I don't hate it, right? But it's not as stunning as a BSM 2. No way.
No, not even a chance.
I mean, I think a balance is almost made for like. I don't mean this in any particular way, but it's much more feminine and much more like I am a designer and I want to make everything cohesive kind of thing. Whereas
Yeah, but you're not
BSM,
wrong. That's how I feel about it as well. Like
yeah,
BeoSound 2 is a statement.
yeah, it's sort of in your face, like it's here.
But it's also more of an engineering statement. If you look at the precision milling, right? Like there's a lot more to appreciate than the seamless fabric cover
Yes.
on a block of turned wood, right? Like if I to make it not insultingly simple, but that's to me what it is. Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of shit that goes into the balance as far as the engineering goes, and the drivers and the acoustic balance
On a
principle
technical
and blah
spec, the
blah blah.
balance has it beat, right? But I just
Give it,
prefer the
give you
sound of
that,
it too.
100%. But the presentation, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
also, I also just like the sort of acoustic lens it has. Like it gives it the tweeter a different sound, more airy, a bit
yes, very
uh
much dispersed
very
and balanced
open.
and equally dispersed.
So
So
yeah, I
that's our
mean, I
that's our point on or that's our feel on the balance.
look if it was like I'm going to get the most amount for my money, right? Get a balance and play with it in the EQ. Like it's
Hmm.
that simple. But like if it sort of is like I just want something pretty and I don't really care about the specs, like which one would you go for? BSM 2 all the way.
KCBR says in modern apartments you cannot have too many statement pieces slash furniture, which is why the balance is sometimes better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, how would I agree or disagree with it? Like I have a bunch of statement pieces in my apartment, including every room, right? Like I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
Well,
but your whole apartment is a statement piece.
yes, essentially it is because every room has a piece of BNO and it's a statement for that room.
I mean, you have no side tables with like books on them or like book holders or lamps or that sort of thing. You have no art
BNO.
on the wall, really.
I do have art in the wall. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
but it's B&O. It's not a fucking painting or something.
No. Well, they are painting with their BNO.
Well, I mean, sort of, but it's not, I don't know,
Okay,
some
okay.
ships leaving the harbor or something.
No, no, it's not. Maybe I'll
You-
get that Van Gogh painting from Lego, but it's still gonna be Lego.
I mean, if there was no cat there, would you have a bunch of throw pillows and like blankets everywhere?
Hell no, bro. This is all
Exactly,
in
right? Like the
mitigation.
yeah.
This is all to deal with the fact that I have a being here that at least fuck because she doesn't fuck with the speakers, bro.
Well, you have black
But
sails, right? You'll be all right.
but yeah. But no, she does her raise. She goes and sits on the window, right?
Yeah.
Between the shade and the glass panes. So I don't mind that. But she's a cute cat. She doesn't fuck with shit here much. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, back to the statements. So yeah, I somewhat disagree with you on that because yeah, if you decide that, I guess if you go down my route of like even the Lego room or more or less, yeah, there's BNO in it, but it's also a statement too, right? Because there's a huge collection of this shit. So
Sure, but I mean, just look at everything non-B&O in your apartment, right? Like it's bright fucking white. Like that is not normal anymore. Like it's all more creamy and beigey now, and soft colors and earth tones and that sort of thing. And like neither is good or bad. It's not that, but like yes, a balance would look weird in your house just because of the color palette you have.
well, maybe if I got that black marble, right,
Yeah,
or something, or the now discoed the silver edition, right, the aluminium, that would be stomachable here. But
yeah,
I just don't know where would I put it. Like the only way that I could see having a balance in this house is I would have a black one with black oak and
yeah.
put it in the foyer on the little podium thing where I have my black plant, and now there's a black emerge in there with my black fucking watchmaker or watchfinder. So that would be the only place that I could like kind of sort of hide it, but then it's too tall for the Lego plants to cover it, so it perfectly hides the emerge in there. So yeah, I just wouldn't have like, and I guess that's the rule in life that I used to go by, but now I just gotten tired of the fact that like I don't really have to own every single product just to know if I like it or not. Like I've dealt with them enough, professionally, right? Because I've heard them in way more houses than an average consumer will ever get to, unless you bring this fucking thing around to your friends' places and blah blah blah. But I've set it up in a lot of places. Like it sounds great, but it's just the way that some things just don't appeal to me, right? It's like some people hated BeoLab threes. They look like fucking eyeballs when they were white, and so on. BeoLab fours look like Madonna boobs.
I never liked the fours. I do understand what people say with the white, but it also very much matters how the rest of your look. If you
Apartment
have, I
is
don't
right.
know, a red wall or something, right? Like the white is going to either look amazing or going to look like what the fuck is that,
Yeah, exactly.
and not in a good way. And that's where like the aluminium shines on like 18s, ones, you name it, right? It doesn't really
Hmm.
matter. It'll adjust to whatever you have in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Digineos. This is the only one I would go with aluminium base with white fabric, and I'd probably put it in my office.
I mean, similarly, like I didn't know where to put any more of this stuff, right? Like I
Dude,
can,
I have a Lab 11 sitting here just because I like the look of it. It doesn't even have a cord coming into it. Like it's a proper catalog piece, right? So yeah, I just
I mean,
uh,
I would very much like for the like a toned down theater for my bedroom, yes, but we'll see if it
well,
comes
maybe
along.
we will live long enough to see it soon.
I mean, mostly because I'll change stuff around at some point, right? Because like
Mm,
I'll add the eights to the living room. These can go back into the bedroom. Like with a
yes.
19, that would be amazing. Like I'll have that triangle with 18s and a 19 in my bedroom.
Oh, any day of the week.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Fucking amazing.
You know what? Even funny thing is, like we
If you
watched
did that, I'll buy like a balance or another beer sound 2 or something because
the
I need
DPL it.
something in here.
Oh yeah, because this is gonna be empty now.
Yeah. And
Just
then
the
I
core.
don't know, somebody can buy my moment. It's fully functional.
I'm keeping my moment for as long as I can because I like the IR. That's the only thing that it serves the purpose of, is triggering my house when I walk into it.
No, maybe you can buy mine as a spare.
Maybe.
Because my battery's still good and everything's
Oh,
fine.
honestly, the jukebox is the one that matters the most. I don't give a shit about the top interface because that just looks pretty now, right? The IR receiver is in the jukebox. As long as the jukebox works, we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, I mean everything works fine on mine. Like, and
Yeah.
I got it at an auction, so I'm really surprised. Like, I literally rolled the dice on this. 'Cause when I
Yeah,
was
moments for a
bidding,
good products. It's just they really underpower them for processing, because that could have been still around, man. Like
yeah,
imagine if that had a Mozart chip in it. Fuck.
yeah, would be really, really nice.
because there is, yeah, maybe the form factor would have to change or the board rearranged somehow. But like if they came out with something that is Mozart based on that platform, I think that it would still make a lot more sense than what they have now. And maybe to make it newer, as like a Moment 2.0, like I would put 4 My buttons over top of the scrolling wheel, right? So you have the Bang & Olufsen logo on the bottom, so you don't really touch that. Or maybe do play, pause, skip tracks.
Yeah.
But that makes no sense because you can tap on the wheel to do that.
Yeah, I got my moment at an auction, and the auctioneer notes said like unknown functionality. It's just like, okay,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll take a punt. Like, could be worse. If, I mean, it got it dirt cheap, fortunately. So, and then it turns out, oh, there's
Nothing wrong with it.
No,
Is
it's
it on the floor stand or just by itself? Just
just by
naked BSL.
itself.
Just by itself, yeah.
I wish I had the floor stand, but
Yeah, I had my floor stand serving as a cigar humidor stand for a while, but now it's repurposed back to the BSL moment that would fit in the foyer. Which I like because all that stuff is like light oak with the chair, so it all matches nicely. Everything's matching here pretty good, I gotta say. But I wish that they made a audio master one more time.
yeah, just leave yourself some room with modularity for like that you're not stuck in this one version of Android or.
Mm-hmm. You think it would be that tough for them to develop an interface that is just genuine to them, like they used to do with their menus, but for a tablet to just run an operating system, there is like, I don't know, Linux maybe or some shit that does nothing but the function of what the BO
No, it would be an
master
app,
would make.
right? Like you can run it as an app where like nothing else runs on it other than the app.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how the B&O apps runs on LG. Could that be done? Sure, but they'll need a partner that allows it.
Yeah. Then
I
we'll go
mean,
back to
they're
square one, I
mostly
guess.
there, right, with the B&O app on your phone, and maybe that's why they're thinking like,
Yeah, but that's the problem with the phone. That you grab the phone, you change the song, then you look at your shit. Now all of a sudden you're scrolling through Instagram or whatever. Now you're not even listening to what's going on, and it just steals your attention. This thing always takes attention away from whatever you're doing. Like, and what am I gonna sit here like a dickhead with the airplane mode on? That doesn't help because I need Wi-Fi,
yeah,
right? So what's the point?
I don't know. I'm sure in China they can find some sort of like tablets, whatever, that works with it. I mean, Walmart can, so why can't they?
Right.
Like
Yeah, but Walmart is
instead
a
of for like
bigger.
ubiquity, right, going from Ethernet to HDMI that converter and putting it into a screen. I just bought like $120 Walmart tablet,
Mm-hmm.
installed the Ubiquity app, and that's how I can view all my cameras around the house.
Nice.
And it just hangs on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I put 2 other apps on it, which are Deezer and the B&O app, and that's it. Like, there's nothing
See,
else
that's
on it.
but I found also in the years of dealing with that, when people do iPads for, like the iPort in wall for controls and all that jazz, they end up installing shit on it, or kids in the family end up installing shit on it, or somebody shares their cloud and then it auto installs their entire thing, right? It copies it over. I've had few clients that like the fucking iPads in the walls would ring where wife's phone would go off. Somehow the kids delink the phones to ring through the iPads in the whole house. Uh, Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's when you like Apple tends to do that anyway when it's on a known
Network.
Apple ID.
Hmm.
If you're because my iPad, like I don't think I've ever intentionally set it up this way, but my iPad rings too when my phone rings. But it depends on what is called, right? If my email address is called, then it will do it for sure. If it's just a regular phone call, then not always. It's weird how that goes.
So yeah, that's usually where it's in my opinion, for an installer, better to have them set up a house account that somebody as a head of the family gets the access to it. Nobody has permissions to install shit on shit, and you log in with that. You lock down the iPad that it only does these few functions, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what I did with that Walmart thing, right? Like, there's
Yeah,
nothing on it. It's not attached to an email. Well, to an email, but I don't
yeah.
from memory don't even remember which one it is because
Hmm.
it's just some generic email I made just for that. So if you're
Hmm.
tracking me, it's like all
Some bot.
permissions are locked down, like, because fuck you, you're not looking at any of this. You don't need to look at any of this metadata.
Exactly.
I mean, what's the point of
So
security if you're just looking at it all the time?
yeah, I've got some bullshit accounts that I've always just dump things on it, and I check it every now and then. It's like 6,000 emails,
Yeah, I
more
mean,
or
I think
less.
the email is probably something like 123 tablet 1566 or something like that at Gmail, right? Like,
Here you go. Take it.
I
That's
need
my
to put in
email.
something that is good enough.
Yeah, you don't get. I think what's it? Speaking of passwords and nonsense, the Plex had a leak now. Hey, did you get the
Yeah.
email about that?
Yes.
So shiitake mushrooms.
Uh, Fixtron makes inverters and other stuff has an option where you can dedicate an Android tablet to an interface, and it only has their interface left. Some Android profile option. Yeah, I mean, it's B&O could definitely do that with some sort of tablet maker, Android or
Mm.
otherwise.
Hmm. I have the BeoRemote one, but I think it's a bit annoying to have go through list for all settings. What is your view on Halo? Is it better than BeoRemote for tuner and BeoLab? Hmm. It's really a double-edged sword. My BeoRemote one is used predominantly for controlling the theater, but then I've only, I consume only one source, YouTube, and if I do anything else like movies or whatever, I just have two my buttons preset. That one is going into the kitchen when the TV turns, and one it goes into the chair, like when there is a time to watch a movie. And based off of that, the speaker or listening presets are set accordingly. So I don't really have a use for Halo. Halo I use predominantly for lighting control in the house, and occasionally to turn the volume down and check the weather. That is the main purpose of my Halo. And also leaving home button is important, and sleep or bedtime, or TV in bed rather. There's the three buttons that are pressed quite a bit, and then there's a cleaning mode which turns on all of my B&O in the house to a radio station and all the lights on, and I'm fucking cleaning. But it is not a remote that I use for controlling the theater at all. Reason why also, I have the BLI, and in the BLI I have it set it as show default page 1 instead of show default page of audio or video. And therefore I don't see the buttons. Like if I pick up my Halo, I automatically just get the lights. You see?
Yeah.
Like my stuff is all the way up here. That's where it is. Now the use case for Halo occasionally is when I switch this remote to IR and turn on the 9000, which the SPDIF signal turns on the 90s, and then I can control the volume and listening presets for the 90s for the SPDIF source that is from the 9000. And with the BeoRemote one, I can switch tracks and CDs. So that's the only utility that I have with BeoRemote Halo. Everything in this house is controlled via BeoRemote one. In the bedroom, I have the light commands are part of the My Button 3. As a My Button 3, you have light, and then you can press, whatever, and all of that is coordinated now and programmed macros into the bedroom, so it controls that. And yeah, for me, if if I were to permanently live in this apartment, I would buy more Halos.
Yeah, I do tend to use my Halo for the TV, but it's mainly when I'm in the kitchen and not sitting there and watching it.
Yes, it's a real remote control.
Yeah. So and it works well for that, right? Like or like it's very nice that you have the sort of instrument panel there that you can, like, if YouTube has an ad, skip it and that sort of thing. But I wouldn't replace my Beo Remote 1 for sitting down and watching things with the Halo. No way. It's too
It's too cumbersome. It's too
and,
cumbersome, dude. And every now and then you occasionally, as you scroll through the screens, you tap a wrong button. So yeah, that to me doesn't work. It's a great remote for home automation. Honestly, they just mismarketed it.
Yeah, going through the list and whatever in the sound and speaker settings on your Beo Remote 1, that's just B&O life, man. That's been there forever, so I don't even notice that anymore.
Yeah, that's just
it's just what it is. It's always been that way. The only thing
always been a list, man.
Yeah, I think is slightly annoying is that you cannot move this stuff in the list.
Yeah, like you could with the BO4.
Yeah. Because
that I agree.
Why is listening position so far down, right? Like, or stand or any of that? Like,
why do I have options and fucking what's the TV remote at the top when I never use the LG screen remote, right? Like, so yeah, those are the piss offs. But yeah, for me, list is not even an existing thought. It's just that's what you press and you navigate through.
Wouldn't be surprised.
The list has been there since Beo Remote 1000 or BeoLink 1000 remote.
Yes.
That was the first one that didn't have it, more or less. But
and with BeoLink 1000, if you couldn't see, you had to do it by memory, right? Like list, and then I'm 1, 2, 3, and this is option whatever it was, and then go, and then you could put in your number or whatever.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, that's the list has been there for a long time, and I don't think it'll ever go away from B&O's remote.
On our BV10, when you press list, you had format, stand, and then speaker.
Yes.
Because I did it so much, right?
And mute. There was mute somewhere above.
Yeah.
If you didn't remove it, fuck.
And
what do you guys think on now having lossless audio on Spotify? Fair point. I could care less. I haven't had Spotify since the BeoVision Avant 55 came out in 2012. I switched when they kicked it off to BeoMaster 5 and BeoSound 5. That was fucking it for me. I never cared for it. My girlfriend has Spotify. It's the same. At the end of the day, it's the same well of music that they're all resourcing from, or same hard drives. It's just the permissions are different and contracts are different for each streaming service. So sometimes the shit grays out on the Deezer, and I don't know if it does on the Spotify. But when I used to have Spotify, it used to do the same thing. But that's years and years and years ago. So I don't know. For me, the lossless of Spotify, they're just way too late on that bandwagon. Way too late.
Look, I'm not even sure if it'll actually matter for Spotify, right? Because, like, are they going to update their entire back catalog?
Right.
Like, I mean, their data usage is going to go through the roof, right? Like, is their infrastructure ready for that?
Or have they been quietly doing it to the point where now they can introduce it?
Yeah, I mean, their server farm is going to be quadrupled, right? Like, so
you need a lot more storage.
I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Just because the transmission isn't lossy anymore, it doesn't necessarily mean the files are any better.
Yeah.
Also, did it ever matter for Spotify that much? I would almost argue that it doesn't really matter all that much because they've been able to push it off for so long, and everybody's mostly still happy with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're still, I think, the biggest. So clearly nobody cares really all that much. Or at least not their market doesn't really care.
Or it's just that many people that don't have the good taste and quality of music, not the
But
quality of music, but the
again,
sound quality of it.
if you're, I don't know, listening to Spotify mostly in your car, right, where you connect Bluetooth to your
Doesn't
car,
matter, yeah.
like it, does it matter? Like if you're just wearing your Apple AirPods, like does it matter? No.
No, not really.
And if it does, why wouldn't you have gone to Apple Music for a long time? So look, I have nothing against Spotify, right?
Hmm.
They seem to get the sort of UI mostly correct, and they don't seem to have that many issues. Yeah, good for them. Finally, I mean, took them long enough. Didn't they announce this in like 2019 or something?
I have no idea how
But then
long it's
again,
been, but I know it's been a while before we finally hear the result, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't really care one way or another. Like I'm not against Spotify. It's like it seemed like my sister likes Spotify. She seems to like it as is. So okay.
I
I mean,
think
it
it's the
seems.
most generic. It's like an FM of uh of music quality for internet, FM radio quality. Like it's cool, it's there, you can fucking get it anywhere, it doesn't matter. But
I
we're
mean,
here on the digital audio broadcast.
my 6 year old niece seems to have been able to like navigate the UI for the last 2 years. So it's seemingly it works well enough.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? How fast can you get used to the UI? So
So yeah, if it can be lossless, good. At least they're not the last ones, but I'm not entirely sure it matters. Like you get used to stuff, right? Like if you have very high end speakers and you go to a party, are you just
mhm.
going to be moping all night because like they don't sound like my 50s, 90s, 28s? No, it's not really what you're there for, right?
Mm-mm.
And after a while, it's better than silence.
Oh, fucking right. But yeah, sometimes I always catch myself like, ah, fuck, okay, well, that's what we're having now, and that's it. Like it's just that's my, I guess, professional brain damage. That I still look at it from the technician's point of view of, dude, how the fuck did you tune it like that? You know what I mean? Because you can make stuff better, depends on how much you have with you as equipment, right? So
Yeah,
it still always falls down on that. Now the biggest problem with that is that when those buildings and such events and venues get tuned, there ain't fucking nobody there. And then you have 5,000 6,000 people, which completely changes the acoustics as they are, and
yeah,
then it just bombs, right? Because it's not tuned for that. So,
yeah. It eats the mid and the treble.
oh, dude, for lunch and dinner, fuck. Has anyone experienced issues with VRemote, Essence, Bluetooth, and the BeoConnect core? Sometimes the Essence doesn't communicate well with the core. Now, I don't know particularly like what you're trying to describe because you haven't. That's not really that detailed of a description, but I will tell you what I have as issues with the level and the two BeoRemote ones connected to it from either side of my bathroom. They are low efficiency, and essentially, what happens when you press the My Button 1 or the top button, the first command does not even get registered and sent because you woke up the remote. So, what I found the best way to do it is to crank it volume down a little bit because that seems to react faster than volume up. Makes sense a little bit, I guess, right? Because if you need to turn shit down. All right, we're back.
God damn it!
That's funny.
Yeah, the second
So,
time. Like, what the fuck?
so yeah, I'm sure I gotten my point across before we went tits up. But yeah, counterclockwise, volume down, and then just press my button or next or skip or whatever. Depends on how long you haven't touched
You may also want to
the
check the
Essence remote.
batteries of your Essence remote.
Yes, because there is no talking to anything as far as how much batteries are left in it. I haven't tried pairing it to my phone to see if I could do that. most likely not, but iPad I think will take. And then you could probably check the status of the batteries. But to go through all that bullshit, just take it off the wall or slide it off the table stand and just chuck the two AAA batteries to it and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, I mean, Bio Remote ones have a similar issue, right? Where they'll be 20-30% battery life, and that should be plenty, but they become weirdly slow all of a sudden.
Yes.
And it's probably voltage drops or something like that.
I use Energizer lithiums or the Duracell copper tops. I find that those are they tend to last with their constant electricity voltage the longest.
Yeah,
and Energizer Platinums, I think those are the most expensive one that Energizer makes. Those are the only ones that I'll ever put into my BeoTime.
yeah, rightfully so, because you definitely don't want that seizing.
No. So
usually the problem is alleviated by resetting the core. Yeah, it may also be going into a weird sleep state.
Yeah, I think so too, but I would just, like I said, turn the volume down on the Essence. It'll send the command and wake up the Bluetooth in the core, and then and also I hope you don't have the core too far away. That's another comment, that wherever it is, it's not in a metal box somewhere or some shit where
maybe
the signal can't reach it.
Maybe there's some, like in the latest software update, that there's some energy feature, right? That maybe is a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, but wouldn't I have that issue with because it's all the same platform, right?
Yeah, but maybe it's specifically BeoConnect core related. I don't know.
I guess you could be right. I have one more Essence remote in a brand new box. I was thinking of putting it somewhere, but I don't know if I'm going to bother with it. I might just move the Beo remote one from the kitchen that I never touch into the Lego room.
Yeah. Yeah, just send them an email just in case, right? Like, it may not be it, but like, have them check it. I mean, at least make a ticket for it.
That, but also, like, if you're now gonna step into the world of troubleshooting, I would also go into the Beo remote one on the core and unpair it, delete it, and repair it again. And maybe that will reestablish a better connection, because sometimes that can corrupt itself, I guess, on the new software update or something.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
mean, I
yeah,
must
then
say,
also,
ever since I took my Beo remote ones off the theater and the software updates happened, they're a lot more stable now. Like, my second Beo remote one has a lot less issues coming online.
yeah, I noticed that too. With, like, I have, well, how many? 4 Beo remote ones, and they're all paired into the theater. Whichever one I choose, they have no issues really. Like, yeah, if that one was disconnected for, let's say, 2-3 weeks, then it takes a little bit
Yeah.
of time to sync, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, for whatever reason, right? Like, when I reset it up last time, the sort of anthracite Beo remote one I have was the main remote, and that always like lit up like that. But my silk one, that is literally a table over, sometimes took like 10-15 seconds to like wake up and do something, and then did all the button presses you did in the meantime, right?
Was it on the same software, or back then you couldn't check?
No, it was, yeah. It was just that it was second in the list. That's really the only difference. So I deleted both of them and redid both of them, and it's fine again.
Yeah, I don't know what part of that protocol just gets corrupted, but it definitely plays with it.
Yeah, it's strange, but check batteries. That's, I mean, it's, you have no indicator on an Essence remote, right? So
that's the only problem, that you don't. They just stop working, or do become sluggish and then completely stop working. So
yeah, it's not like it'll tell you.
Yeah, there's. It should. It should have like have those 4 LEDs flash a couple times.
Yeah, but you have to be there to see it.
Well, if you press the motherfucker, right, then it just goes poop, 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 like 3 times flashes means my batteries are dying. Do something. But there's no firmware update. There's nothing
I
for it.
operate this blind, right? Like if I press or do anything, it's always like that. Like, is something happening? I almost never look at this actual thing.
Yeah, now that I think of it, I barely look at it too because I just and the music kicks on. So, but yeah, it's a good remote, man. I wish that they haven't discontinued it because it does make sense in the modern day and age still. Because they could have sold it as an accessory to an Emerge or a Balance or a BeoSound 2 or anything really, quite honestly.
Yeah, something that they still haven't brought out is that you can save a whole join command to a multi or to a my button, right?
That would be cool.
Well, I mean, when we talked to them, they said they would potentially do that. Because if so, I'm going to put this like in near the entrance in the living room, right, instead of here, and I'll get something else for here.
And have a my button one as a
just join. Because when you come in, you just press it, right, and I don't know, the radio comes on and the BeoSound 2 in the kitchen joins.
I don't think it would be that hard to do, like to basically do it the same like the atmosphere and whatever else you have in the BeoSound theater or whatnot, right? Like it's just another tab that they would have joined this and this product and this volume. That's it.
Yeah, and if it's limited to, I don't know, 4 products, that's still plenty, right? Because like you can still pick your 4 main rooms.
Yeah. And it's too bad that the my buttons are not seen on the BLI. Because that would be doable then.
Yeah. Because so I mean the join command isn't that much code, right? It's just join X at X volume.
Well, it's join X at default volume even, right? Because you have everything set to 40, that it'll just start playing at 40. So
because I would love to come in like press, take my shoes off, and everything's going.
The only problem that I had with it, because I have the Emerge play for those 7 minutes while I fuck off, right?
Yeah.
The problem that I got with it was the fact that whatever last song was playing when I was leaving, it was stuck in my head for the rest of the day. I had to switch it to like a stand-up comedy, like spoken word, something nonsensical that just, haha. But yeah, I was literally giving myself brain damage with it by going with some stupid song that never leaves your head till you get home. And then coincidentally, some days were when I come home and I press on, the welcome scene again and the radio kicks on, it's that same fucking song continuing. I'm like, no way. So then it's in my head for the rest of the evening too. So I have changed that. But yeah, the join command would be nice because, like I said, I've lived with a gateway for years and years, and I've lived through the macros when you put welcome and everything comes on, and that gets fucking old very quickly. So it's good to have it separated.
Well, since they don't seemingly very much feel like selling a BLI, surely you can add a few lines of code to your my button, right?
I wonder if the non-sales of like the non-promotion of BLIs, that their realization is that everything like Mozart wise now can be really controlled through Control 4 IP command structure. You don't really need the BLI.
Yeah, unless you want to tie a bunch of shit in that doesn't talk to each other. But
well, the only way you need BLI is if you go with Lutron.
Yeah.
Because they don't do automation as far as the audio video. They do shades, lights, and that's the end of that. But with Control 4, you can tie in the intercoms and everything else is and blah, 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 right? So I'm yet to play with the Control 4. I want to get it in. I'm going to stay here for another year. And I guess I'll share this with the world. I got my freaking pardon on Monday. So, yay. The wheels are starting to slowly spin towards the Florida again. And
Yeah.
Fucking right. So I'm very happy. I was very happy about that on Monday, and then the week was pretty fucked up given the things I don't want to talk about really, but we both know what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But at
condolences
least you
and
can
so
come
on.
on vacation or just look around, right, and orientate yourself. Or
It'll be cheaper to even go out to Bahamas per se because I don't have to fly direct with Air Canada. Fucking nonsense.
have a layover in Miami or whatever.
Yeah. So that's a bonus and a plus. And
For the
yeah,
Europeans that don't know, America is really strange, right? If you fly into the US from a different country, your layover, if you have a layover, right, uh, they don't treat that as an international zone here. You
yeah,
literally have to get out and recheck your bags and go through security again. I don't know
it's
why
silly.
it is that way, but it is that way.
Yeah.
So if I don't know, you fly from Amsterdam to LA and it's not a direct flight, and you lay over in Chicago, you have to go through security, through immigration to go out, pick your bags up, drop them off again, and do the same thing back into the it again, and because that's your first point of entry, I guess they say.
Hmm. Yeah, it is pretty silly. So at least that I'm gonna laminate that piece of paper and go travel with it.
Yeah, I mean, in Europe, right? Like whichever airport you're in, you stay in that airport because it's secure because you don't exit it.
Hmm.
Because you also don't go into the country from there, right? So it's like you just within the airport go to your other gate, and somehow here that's not the case.
So, but yeah, back to the BLI and such. Yeah, there's way more now that can control things that it used to be where like BeoLink gateway was very necessary if your house was equipped with older BNO systems, right? That you couldn't really do anything with
Yes.
on a third party control because it's not wasn't possible. They were just way too incubated in their own environment as far as the mastering protocol was. So that brought up a lot to it, and you know you could then tie in your system through Lutron keypads in the house, which brings a lot more functionality. And now it's to the point where that gateway isn't really obsolete to me because I'd rather support their platform and native you know app and everything else that works on my phone with remote access and whatever, because I can check if the lights were left on or whatnot. And I don't really, not that I don't have the technical know-how, I just don't have the honest time to learn how to do it through a home assistant now, and try to write code. And it's easier for me to just do it on the gateway, where I've known that platform since Masterlink Gateway came out in 2008, right? Like I know how things behave on BNO's platform, old or new. What's the timelines of triggering things, so that they don't crosstalk and fucking sources don't turn on the right way. So yeah, it's just like I'm more native in that environment, so that's why I would always support the BLI. I don't know if I'm gonna venture into the BLI Mark II or whatever, the new one, the white one instead of the black
Mhm.
one that I have. But I don't have any IP cameras to tie into it, so I don't really care for that. Now, what am I gonna? I'm in an apartment that I'm not really. Even though I'm gonna stay here for another year, I don't think that it's worth the time for me to put in, let's say, a control force system right now, because that's what I'm gonna be working with, and fuck with it, right? Like it's
Well, since you have
what
your pardon, right, and like roughly a year, you better start packing now. Because it's going to take
it
forever with how.
takes. It takes 3 months for me to fold everything into the bubble wrap. 2 months, I would say, 2 months of continuous packaging. It was a quest, that's for sure.
Because you're
Now,
going to have to make a video in reverse of how to package up 90.
fuck, I'll make another box. But yeah, this time they're not gonna be sliding around on my lamp. I'll make sure of that.
Not an
How's
unboxing video, a boxing video.
a boxing video? How say goodbye to the 90s? Fuck. So yeah, that's gonna be fun times. But yeah, it's gonna be probably about 200 meters of bubble wrap that I'll have to buy a roll in order to. And I'm gonna have to hit up the Audi dealerships for those Audi boxes because the Lego fits perfectly in them. And I've had obviously gathered a few more sets since I had threw an anchor in Montreal. So I got to pack those up too. The bulldozer's gonna be a bitch. It's fucking huge. Stupid worries, but this is what it is. But yeah, plus I need to freaking because I got an Avant again, so I'm gonna have to get myself an Avant box in order to put it in because I don't want to really just like blanket
Toss it
and
in
bubble wrap
into the
it, you
back
know,
of the
on
car.
service legs. Like no fucking way, dude. Like it's going in a container, so it needs to be properly taken care of. And
I
yeah,
mean, I guess now, like since you're pardoned, right? We can rent an enormous U-Haul, and I'll drive up to drive you down or something.
yeah, there's certain things that could be driven down, but I don't know. Well, it's gonna be honestly, I think it's about 10,000 Canadian dollars to send a container down to Florida. I don't think the U-Haul is gonna cross that much
No.
because technically I could just take the U-Haul there and fly back
Yes.
because I'm not having a piece of shit back. No way, somebody else can do that.
I must say the enormous U-Hauls are a lot nicer than the smaller ones.
Yeah, but then you have to have don't you not have to have a license for like the class 5 or whatever or class 7, whatever it is,
No, it's one of these
or
weird
class 1?
situations where like, oh, you drive a normal sized car, drive this thing that's like 20 meters long. It's fine.
Fuck hell. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a ball to be tossed because I'd rather have it done with because how do you like now if you cross a U-Haul with the customs? Fuck me, man. B to lift the speakers that high up sucks.
Yes.
That sucks balls, man. And I'm not gonna do what they did when they lay them sideways and roll them up to the fucking moving van like they did, and we had to come and replace one. So no, that's never gonna. They're never gonna see the side angle. They're gonna be upright. So that's what it takes. The container is the way to go.
Yeah, I guess you can insure everything in it. So that's a
Exactly.
plus.
Plus, it's not going on the water, so that's another plus.
Yeah.
And the way I documented everything now, and I'll have to go through a bunch of boxes because obviously shit got mixed and taken apart over the 3 years of being here. But yeah, like the shape that stays, I haven't opened it. I don't think I'm gonna install it for a year. There's no point really to fuck with it. And then what? Gonna end up with a big ass piece of plywood, or do I just wrap it all together, built right, and then risk damage? So I would most likely I'm gonna leave the shape being a shape in the box.
Yeah, at this point, if you're thinking of coming here within a year, there's no point. Well, you can unless you have a bunch of spare time, but it's not.
I don't have much spare time now, and given the fact that how maybe in November when the Apple Store's supposed to be opened, which I don't know how by Lord's miracles and blessings they'll fucking do that. The only way I see that they'll finish the sales floor and everybody works upstairs afterwards to finish it up and drag it to the fucking end. But yeah, so that being said, yeah, we're gonna be pulling some serious hours in order to pull that together and make sure it all fucking goes. So yeah, I won't have much time to I don't have time to even, I get home, I turn on the YouTube for 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour, have a couple beers, smoke, and fucking go to bed.
Yeah.
Because it's too late. It's too late. And past few weeks we're just packing, right? Because I was packing my girlfriend up to come here and to make sure everything's packed finally. We're sending it on Monday to Mexico, so at least a little bit of apartment relief, but still there's a lot more to go through. So yeah, it's gonna be a constant go on for a while. But yeah, regardless of the fact though, I'm gonna start the wheels rolling on this exit strategy. It's been much too long and far too little has happened in the meantime. So That's the good news. But Mike says there's also custom integration for ASC. Yeah, I guess there is an integration for everything, but it just works on the gateway. And I actually did a master reboot macro where everything gets rebooted except the bloody Avant. So I don't understand why.
I'm not sure entirely how much of an actual gift this is, but I actually saw it yesterday. If you buy an A5 with, oh come on, with this oak cover, right? You get this Nordic weave cover for free, just the cover.
Okay.
But I'm more interested in, like, do people actually want that? I mean, it's a gift, but I almost feel like since they sold this separate for so long, right? It's almost like we ended up with so many of these Nordic weave covers.
I think that the Nordic weave will be slowly on the way out.
I mean, over time, I've come to appreciate it a lot more, right? But just the practicality of, unless you're some ultra A5 nutter like Flores on the Discord, right? That has like 2 or 3 of them. Like I have different covers for my 50s, but I never change them.
I have covers for the 90s, and dude, I never changed them because that's a labor of love right there. To swap them out, fuck, I don't even want to think. That's like a whole day.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, if you have it like this, would you really change it to that? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad gift, but I'm not entirely sure like people would actually use it.
I don't know if it makes sense, quite honestly. Like that's my take on it, because it's the same color, you know.
Yeah.
But it's probably the cheapest one to make. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's $16.50 for the Nordic Weave one. The covers are like $160 or something if you buy them separately.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy these separately, it's like $380 US.
Yeah, so there's a significant difference. Yeah, they do charge a lot for wood. A lot.
I mean, to me, like I have this one, right? And I have like literally no intention of changing it. And even if I had any of the other covers, I would probably change it maybe once a year, maximally.
Mm-hmm.
And then to kind of forget about it until the next year. And it's essentially just taking up space, the covers.
Pretty much.
Because I still have all the like the black covers for the 50s, right? But the last time they were on them was like, I don't know, 3 years ago.
When you move them?
No, when I got the aluminium covers.
I guess you didn't ship them with any covers inside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. They go naked, so. Yeah, the black cloth it's boring. Like, why would you put it on if you got the Mercedes grills, right?
I mean, they're nice enough, but
I thought about playing with my grills and putting the black ones up, but then just the thought of going to dig it all up, and my God. And to take these off, like this is an entire king size bed filled with B&O covers, and I can't just put them in there willy-nilly. I have to wrap them all again, right, to change it. So it's a thought more than a process that demotivates me from doing that. Make it more soda.
I mean, in terms of a similar price, quote unquote, gift, right? Wouldn't you rather have like an A1 or the Explorer?
Yeah, I would take one or the other. 100%, I would take one or the other. It's kind of a shame that they didn't put a wireless charger on the bottom of the A1. I think that would have been a very good upgrade.
Yeah. Then you can put it on top of this to charge it.
Yeah, like I think that would have been a. I don't know if it's just the base driver magnet would be too close to the coil and interfere with it. Then
Yeah.
maybe that's what wasn't why it wasn't possible, or the thought was never given. Which could be another thing.
I mean, I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad gift, but it's sort of like I wonder, like just from personal experience, like I don't see people changing covers all that much.
No,
Like if you buy a new cover, that's the one you're rocking in perpetuity, right? Unless it's an A9 and it's your Christmas thing. But also that thing folds up into a ball about that size and doesn't take up any storage.
or do you take the Nordic weave when you take it out so you don't damage your wood grill or dent it? I guess that's the only time. But then constant moving and removing, at some point you will rip out those angle pieces, right, or the end pieces of the grill. So yeah, to me a carry bag would make more sense if they made something that just protects it a little bit during the transport, still using the same handle, but just have something that wraps around, like the old B&O covers. Fuck, they had so many of them back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I like the look of both. Don't get me wrong. It's just whatever you go with for a reason, right? Like the it would be almost more like if you go from this to the Nordic weave, right? That would be a bigger like sort of change.
They should give the pens out instead.
Yeah, something like that. That would be really cool.
Yeah, in my opinion.
I would maybe almost buy another like BSN 2 to get one of these fucking real life 18 pens.
Yeah, I need to go and ask what the hell happened to those pens and go from there. But yeah, I think I agree with you. To be honest, the bag would make more sense than extra grills for no reason, and it would have been way cheaper for them to give you a bag than making those grills or giving the grills.
I almost wonder, like, if you order this, right? Do you just get this version with the other covers in a separate box, or do you get it like this with the Nordic weave in a box?
I think Nordic Weave comes in a box. 100%. If you order the oak, it's gonna be already like the serial number on the. It'll be by serial, right? So it'll be noted as an oak one. So then you switch it to Nordic Wave, and you don't have it matching color, so you have to change it in the settings.
Yeah, because between them, the handle is the same too, by the looks of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's where like this one is very different because, or any of the other ones, because the handle is aluminium.
I like the aluminium one. It's the nicest, in my opinion. But also, I'm a sucker for aluminium, so.
I mean, this is the special cranberry, whatever.
So if you buy that, you get the Nordic Weave covers too. Call this.
Not this one.
This one just comes as it is.
Yeah. I mean, you pay $800 more, but you don't get that gift.
You don't get shit. Oh boy.
I mean, I almost wish there was a configurator in this, right? Where you could like say, I want this black chassis with the aluminium handle and this cover.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I want this black chassis with this oak and an aluminium handle or a wood handle or whatever.
Yeah. No, I agree. Because it is modifiable and it's not that much, but then it creates a lot of skews and shit for them, right?
Yeah, I mean, like pay a bit extra, sure, whatever, that's fine, right? Like, but if this is the like take the top price, let's say, because all the other covers, but there's no price difference in the black chassis versus like this chassis. The difference is in the cover.
Mm-hmm.
This cover, the aluminum cover, is like $500 and something odd dollars.
Yes. Looks fucking cool though.
Into Preppy says it seems that the Swedish website doesn't offer the last color. It's an atelier color. It probably sold out in Sweden, or maybe your allocation is gone. They launched this 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's been a while, if not 3.
I mean, it's pretty pricey for what it is for just a color change.
Yeah, that atelier stuff is tricky.
But yeah, this black one with like the whatever you call this, the space aluminium, whatever it is, spaced aluminium would be, I think, a good combo.
I think so too. If I were to order, I would order a BeoSound level atelier with polished rails and walnut cover. Make it fit my chair or all the walnut in the house.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? That walnut cover in Atelier has been out forever, but to this day, I haven't been able to find it on the website.
I think it is available in ROS. I think it is. I'll need to confirm. But it's not cheap. It is not cheap.
Light oak is 360 US.
Oh, is it on the support website? Accessories?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other one's gonna be like 5 or 450 for sure. It's too bad they don't have even the cloth one. If you wanted to replace the cloth, I guess you have to contact this dealer and do it that way.
Yeah. I mean, they have a heck of a lot of accessories, also like so old that like H8, like really still.
I guess they got H6s in green edition. Oh, they got like DIN connector plugs too. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. How much is the power supply? $59. Commies.
Yeah, but don't forget, this is not just your average. It's 45 watts, right? And it has a shit ton of power on the 20-volt side.
Well, yeah, because that's the one that is for the immersion level.
Yeah, and A5. And because the A5 will literally not play when your charger is underpowered. It'll charge, but it won't play from wall power.
Yeah, no, this thing has some good output on it.
So if you, I don't know, get an Anchor version, right, you need to not just look at the watts, because I've done that. Because I have one of these Anchor things that is, was it 60 watts advertised or something, but it's divided over 3 or 4 of them. And that doesn't provide enough power to have the A5 charge and play at the same time. It just charges. And if it plays off the battery, not off wall power.
Yeah.
So this is a singular out of 45 watts, which is, I mean, if you put your phone on this, right, like your phone is full in like 35 minutes from dead.
That's what I use for this. Yeah, dude, it juices it quick, man. It juices it quick. The fast charging is real for that one.
Yeah.
Wonder what they're gonna do for the new iPhone 17 that just came out, I guess. So now these cases are fucking. But apparently, it's a big disappointment in the Apple world on the iPhone 17, I guess.
Or was it the 17, or was it that ultra thin or whatever?
The Air, iPhone 17 Air. Yeah. So interesting that the core is listed under accessories.
Yeah, I mean the Halo too.
Yeah, that I could kind of see and understand. They should make like an A5 equivalent keychain nowadays with the Bluetooth connectivity when you get home, where you can just fire up stuff. That would be sick.
God, it's amazing that in this day and age we still have to use this on planes sometimes.
I think that you should be more worried about the safety of the fucking plane when you have to plug it in like that, because that's been around since smoking was legal on the plane, if not longer. What a bitch strategy to do that, like separate the channels into a double plug specific width apart, just so you have to get the connector. I don't understand why. Like, what was the logic behind that?
Maybe that you can't like snap it off so easily because it doesn't swivel.
Yeah, I've left a connector like that in the fucking plug on the in the plane before.
I mean, this is a TS connection, right? Like it's just ground in one, and maybe that's like
More
with
solid.
the insertion, like because planes last what 40 years with 40 years of insertions, like twice every flight, if not more.
Way
Maybe
more
they
than
found
that.
like that some just didn't work anymore. I mean, they literally probably made a robot that just did that the whole day, right?
Yeah, 17,000 cycles later. Let's see.
Yeah.
And that's not even like people that wiggle it by the wire and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause there's always those that pull chainsaw start that.
I mean, Tesla made a whole robot with a fake ass, right? That gets like into a chair and out, into a chair and out, into a chair.
Just to test the seat durability.
And the leather and all that.
Interesting.
And they can put like jeans on this fake ass, right? See if like their white leather becomes blue and that sort of thing.
It always does, man. It breaks my heart when you go. Like, I don't really go anymore to auto shows, but when you like back in the yesteryears, they have like some nice BMW or Mercedes and a white trim leather interior, and the fucking seats are just ruined blue.
Yeah.
By people sitting their ass in it. But I guess it's washable to some point, or they're confident enough that they can clean it, or I don't know what they do with those cars after that. But I'd keep that shit locked, man. No touchy.
Oh, it's just write-offs, those show cars.
Oh yeah.
I mean, or they go to the press, right? It's either or, and then they're written off.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing in car world you never want to buy is a press car, because journalists are these assholes without any sort of mechanical sympathies. So they just like, oh, it has 500 horsepower, start it, floor it, go.
That's
right
it.
From cold. It's like,
just dogs should drive it completely.
Yeah.
So
terrible. It is what it is. But
exactly.
Where is it? I mean, in terms of BMWs, what I always wanted, but this is since like the early 2000s, right? Is that sort of ethereal blue with tobacco colored leather. Like that combo is so ace.
Let's see it. Freaking Genesis now has B&O sound system in it, eh? And apparently is not that bad. Also, rumor has it that Genesis will have $20 million worth of B&O installed in their showrooms across North America. So they're doing a bunch of 28s and whatever else have you. And that's pretty cool. Color combo. I like the nougat or the tan leather, whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't go for the white ones, other than my chair, I guess. But even that, I'm a fucking Nazi about it when it comes to like, can't sit with jeans. No, just you start putting blankets down when the jeans, because I've had jeans for years and they still transfer blue, so I'm not risking it. That's an old school Beamer, bro.
Yeah, but it's more about the color combination, right? Like this ethereal blue has been around forever.
Not really a blue car fan. Never would own one, I don't think, that was blue.
Well, if you move to Florida, right, you may want to wrap your car a different color, because it's going to be a fucking hot box around here.
Oh, the black, yeah.
Yeah.
The black definitely.
I mean, our car is blue, and it's noticeably cooler if you leave it out in the sun than a black car.
Yeah, and it'll bake the freaking paint too, right?
Yeah.
Over time. So with the salt and everything, I've seen some of those cars like, whew.
mean,
Well,
red is a worse color around here, but like,
put it silver, like wrap it silver, like mirror silver. Just reflect all the light of the adjacent cars. But we'll see how that, like, I can't complain about my Audi, man. I've had it for 10 years. Like, the car works mechanically perfectly, so it's well maintained for. I don't really, I I don't even want to get a new car because there's no more shift sticks in them. It's just this fucking slider to drive and reverse and park, I guess. They just suck the fun out of driving nowadays.
yeah, you need
But
to go full manual.
and I don't need 55 screens to look at, including sliding fucking dials, or not even dials, sliding things on a touchpad to do your AC settings and shit. Not a fan.
Just get a third pedal. Just get an actual clutch pedal.
Yeah, you know what? I would, but I'm not ever gonna do that in like Montreal. If you drive an automatic or if you drive manual, that's suicide because it's just too much, man. Like too much driving in the first, second gear. Let the machine just do it and be sitting there fucking clutching for 40 minutes to get on the
Maybe
to
you'll
get off
end
the
up with a
highway.
Tesla in Miami.
No fucking way, dude. There's no way I would ever buy a Tesla
But at
or
least you can
electric
like
car of
take a
any kind.
nap on the way to your job site.
That I would never trust at all, man. And I've seen people here sleeping in their fucking cars, man. I'm like, you got to be out of your mind to trust this vehicle like that. But that's just their prerogative. No, I'm gonna stick to my Audi for as long as I can. And yeah, maybe I will wrap it something, I'll just wrap it with B&O stuff all over it. Wrap the
Yeah,
car
you
in
can go
white
white with the black
with the
logo.
black B&O logo on it, and that's it. And forget about it. Because yeah, I do agree that the black is fucking hot, man. I do have that windshield thing, right? The silver. It makes a huge difference, but nowhere near enough at all. Like in Florida, nowhere near enough. Like I used to have towel in the car that I would leave over the seat if the sun was crossing onto the driver's seat, right? Because you can't sit on this shit when you get in the
Yeah.
car. Like it is literally you can cook an egg on it. So I definitely, yeah, a brighter interior would be not a bad idea. But that's a song of the future. First, I need to
Yeah.
drive my ass over there with that Audi to begin with, and then go from there.
I mean, around here, technically, there are laws against window tinting, right? But I don't think anybody follows them.
I wouldn't go super dark because then it affects the nighttime driving, right? I'm not gonna be driving with my windows down in passenger side so I can see what the fuck
Oh,
traffic's
you
coming
see
at me.
people with like tinted out front windscreens, right?
Yeah, I've seen that too. That's insane. But if you don't drive at night, I guess good for you. But I already don't like driving at night, let alone the fact that I'm gonna like drive at night with fucking sunglasses on, like welder style sunglasses. No,
Yeah, that's
man,
quite
no.
normal here. It's
So
crazy.
no, I'll pass on that. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm just tired of the winters, honestly. I think that's you just grow to the point where like fuck me. Last winter was terrible, man. 75 centimeters of snow was a little too much in a week. Little too much. So and you can't really move anywhere because it's not like water that just fucking floats away and that's it. Yeah, you have local floodings and whatever, but no, man. There's 75 centimeters with the goddamn wind going at 60, 70K an hour. You get snow drifts. Like we had snow drifts big enough that were buried the children's swings by completely. You couldn't even see it. So I'm tired of that.
Yeah, I remember that coming here in Wisconsin when we first moved. It had snowed a bit and they had piled it up off the streets, right? And you look
Mhm.
at this mountain and it's like, Jesus.
That's just the beginning, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, it was like maybe 3.5 meters of snow just piled up, right?
Oh yeah, no, that was no bullshit. Like when we did some jobs that we did at the time after the storm, when we had to go like out of the city. Oh my god, like you can't even see the houses. It was so much snow, like because the fucking roads, just it's in woods, right? Holy shit balls, that's impossible, man. So yeah, enough is enough. I've lived in around snow for 44 years of my life.
Yeah, come warm up here.
One more year, I'll put up with it, and then hopefully I'll be gone for some another place. So, but yeah.
So it seems most people don't change their covers all that often.
No, I don't think, the only time I guess the rationale behind changing the cover is if like your cat fucks it up or you drop something on it or it gets spilt on and it's fucked, or the sun damage on the 18s when the lamellas kind of bend and the wood warps and fucking magnet holders come off. I understand changing it then, but you most likely end up with the same color that you started with anyways because it matches your decor. So the logic behind that gift, I don't really understand. I'd rather, like ACBR said, very good idea. I'd rather have them introduce some sort of a, maybe like a glorified leather bag or something that is, you know, like the old school
Little clamshell or something.
black crosshatch B&O bags with the fucking Bang& Olufsen logo on it and something that just velcros over that, it's not bulletproof, but it will protect it from the minor damage, scratches and scuffs if you put it with your shit in a car, per se, in the trunk or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a special edition, you can actually just work with Berluti or something like that, right? And have like a leather clamshell that just goes over the speaker that you can still use the regular handle to carry it around.
Like
Something
the Bio
like
Sound 3 used to be. I don't have the cover with me because I have it packed, but yeah, it has a cover that you just slip it on, and I cannot count the number of times that I got stopped on the way to the lake when I was living with my mom after I divorced. That you guys can bring a wine cooler into the, because there's no drinking around the lake, right? And
yeah.
it's not a wine, it's a radio. But yeah, I think that the carry bag would have made way more sense than a spare set of grills that you'll never use. Like, I'd almost be keen on asking the dealer to just like fucking screw the grills and give me a discount on a A1.
Don't give the game away. You can
Okay, no,
keep the Nordic weave. It's fine.
That's right. I didn't say nothing.
Give me the merch instead.
We'll erase the last few minutes of the podcast. Yeah, but that would, I think it would not, even the Explorer wouldn't be a bad idea. I quite like that speaker. Over time, I've really grown to like it. So, yes, it is walnut on my theater in the back. The walnut is now, unfortunately, I think it moved into the atelier, so they just like stupefied the price on it. But I am, it's gotten to the point where I can finally consider ordering that grill from Tegrino, and I'm gonna see, because I'm scared that it's gonna be too bright and too white and too all over the place with the aluminum grill, because and it's not just that's what it is, that's what it is in my head, because I've been conditioned to see this the entire time I've been in this apartment. And before, like, I've had this theater for 3 years now, right, since it came out. So it was always in this cover. So switching it over to aluminum is going to be interesting. I also have an oak cover for it that I thought like changing, because I have oak covers for the Lab 90s to like brighten up the room, for the shits and giggles of it. But that would involve me digging for things in the annals of my storage lockers, and I'm not too enthused about it. But the Tegrino, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna also play with it in a way that I'm gonna take some lamellae off of it and interchange it with the walnut to see if I can. I'm not necessarily going for the what's that edition, Art Deco
Yeah.
look. I'm not going for that, but I just want to kind of see if that there's, because essentially I will end up with a positive and a negative version of each grill with aluminum versus wood.
I'm still not 100% on which way to
go
with, because I also very much like the contrast of this anthracite with the aluminum.
Black. Yeah, it looks sweet.
And that it reveals that wave pattern on the inside.
Optically, yes. Yeah,
it's really
you
cool.
can see it in the walnut too, but I think aluminum will hide all that optically, just like it does it with the drivers on the 50s, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, use the promo code to get 10% off.
there you
No
go.
kickbacks or anything, but it's nice. It's
And you better guys like and subscribe to our show.
yeah. I'll be away next week because I'll be in the great cold north for the next week. So good luck. Hopefully, there's something early the week thereafter, so we have something to talk about.
But, well, even if we have nothing to talk about, there's still something to talk about, I guess. We've been doing it for 361 times or 361 Sundays. So,
but I'm going to be driving close to 5,000 kilometers in like under a week. So, yeah. So I'll see you not on the 21st, but the 28th again.
28th will be the dime. Yeah.
Because by the looks of it, I'll be in Alabama.
Alabama.
By Sunday night next week. So, and I don't have enough phone to do it from the road. I don't want to end up in jail.
No. Fuck. Get Mikey arrested live on stream for streaming. Yeah. Nah, we'll skip the Sunday.
So have a good 2 weeks, everybody. I'll be round on the Discord as per usual. Go buy Willie a coffee because he'll be lonely next Sunday.
That's it. So
and,
thanks for watching.
Yeah, and see you next time.
Bye.